Ah, red hot chili peppers. You might want to wash those. And the band, too. Grocery stores around the country, they're pulling produce from the shelves following a Listeria issue. Now, we're not going to say outbreak because it's not so much that.
We're going to talk about why we're going to change that word in just a few minutes. Jamie Higley is here from the Food Safety Program. He's the administrator with the Ohio Department of Health and in the program. And we're going to talk about some steps you can take to make sure that your food is actually safe. Jamie, let's go back to that word outbreak.
Yes.
So that's really not a good word to use. Why?
Well, with this particular recall, the Listeria was found in the packing plant.
Okay.
These packing plants typically do environmental testing in their plants, and they had a sample come back positive for Listeria.
Okay.
So they decided to issue a nationwide recall as a precaution.
Okay.
Before it got out there.
That's
So
correct.
therefore, since it's not out and about in the community, it's not really an outbreak, they were able to contain it before anything happened.
That's correct.
Okay.
Now, occasionally you will have illnesses tied to a product. In those cases, typically you have the illness first, and then they
find out.
Right, they do a trace back.
Right.
Typically it's state and local health departments, Department of Agriculture, FDA, or USDA, and they will do a trace back and determine which product it was and where it came from.
So what is Listeria?
It's a bacteria naturally occurring. It can be found in the soil, water, or even raw milk.
Okay. Because we talk about E. coli all the time, and is it similar to that?
Yes, it's similar. It's another pathogen that can cause a foodborne illness. And the issue with Listeria is that it's not controlled by refrigeration.
Oh.
It can be killed by cooking or pasteurization.
Okay.
So typically it's associated with lunch meats.
Oh.
So, and that's an issue. So,
But in this case, it's fruit we're worried
that's
about.
correct.
Okay.
And
which fruit? Were there certain, I mean, was it, right here we have peaches and plums.
Peaches, plums, and pluots and things like that.
Right, those were the ones that are involved in this most recent recall.
Okay.
It was a packing plant, I believe, from California.
Okay.
And as I said, they did the nationwide recall.
How does it get there? I mean, with E. coli, we know it's sometimes a hand-washing issue, but how does Listeria get into things like these?
Well, as I said, it could come from the soil.
Okay.
You know, you have plants that have roots in the soil, and then it also could come from the water. For example, if they irrigate their plants, it could come from the water.
You know, I brought this up earlier about there are so many times where you go into a grocery store and you see people just eating a grape, taking it right from the vine, and you think, in a million years, I would never do that.
Right.
But how dangerous is that?
Well, it could be.
It could be?
It's recommended that you always wash your fruits and vegetables under warm running water.
Okay.
I think we make that mistake a lot. We use the cold instead of the warm.
I always use cold.
Too. Yeah,
because
you don't want to warm it up. But what about things like this? I mean, there are lots of different things that are fruit washing or vegetable washing gadgets and materials.
Can I tell you, I've never seen that before today.
We've actually used this at home.
I have never seen that. It's a fruit and veggie wash.
Yeah, we've actually, but this may not be the right solution?
That's correct. These have been on the market for many years. The FDA does not recommend using fruit washes because they may leave a residue on the fruit and vegetables. And that residue, it has not been verified whether it has any health effects or not.
Okay, so we're just using warm water. That's
correct.
No soap, no detergent, nothing of any kind.
Now, if you have a firm fruit such as a melon or a cucumber, you can scrub it with a clean vegetable brush. Okay,
because sometimes you'll see in the stores they'll maybe put a little wax on it to make it look nice, and so it's nice and shiny. Is that an issue? Will the warm water take that off, or does that even matter?
I don't think so. No, those are just more for appearance, and those are food grade additives that they put on the food. They are, the FDA, they test all food additives to make sure that they're approved.
Now, I know you have periodic recalls, so if people wanted to know what is being recalled right now, how do we find that information?
So you can go to our website, odh.ohio.gov. We have the recalls on there. You can do a search, and as you see at the bottom of the screen, there's also a link to recalls.gov. Okay. And there's also foodsafety.gov.
It's good to just periodically check.
And you can also sign up for the email list, and they will email you the recalls.
So you get it right in your inbox.
Right as you're sitting at your desk eating your plum.
Yep.
What?
Jamie, thanks very much. We appreciate it.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.